keep on making, yes, you know, keep on making, let it get away. You keep on making, yes, you know, keep on making, let it get away, away.
Hey, y'all, what's today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in the building for Trending Topics. We got stuff to talk about. Oops, I picked up 2 different size earrings, but it's going to be okay. Okay, we're going to do what we got to do today. We're going to get into this Trending Topics. Okay, we're going to talk. So, tonight's Trending Topics is called Navigating Challenges. I hope y'all had a good day so far, and I'm glad y'all came over here to spend some time with me. Listen, don't cheat the diva. Hit that like button, okay? That's your ticket on this train. So it's called Navigating Challenges. Yeah, we got stuff to talk about. So Keke Palmer, she dropped the restraining order on her baby daddy, Darius Jackson. She dropped the custody battle. Now, let's do a rewind and remind you back in 2023 how those two, they was fighting. They was putting hands on each other. They had a DV situation. She wanted full custody of the baby. Her mama, Sharon, was cursing her baby daddy out, calling him all kinds of names and calling his mother names. Remember, they had us in the group chat. And Keke also showed us video footage of the cameras from inside her home where Darius was on top of her. They was rolling on the floor over all kind of craziness. Yeah. So they worked it out. And I'm not mad at you working it out. But the word on the curve is that she's pregnant with baby number 2. I wish we could have a meeting with all the ladies. Do you remember? I forgot what the initiative was, but remember when they had the Million Man March, and then they had the Million Woman March? Remember, I forgot what the initiative was for, but they had the march. The men did it, then the women did it. Jada Pinkett Smith was the leader, one of them. We need to have another Million Woman March, so we can disseminate the memo to all the ladies at one shot in one given time. If you have baby number 1 with a guy, and this guy got problem with putting his hands on you, and you got problems with putting your hands on him, to the point where you got to get a restraining order, to the point where you going down to the court talking about you want full custody, to the point where your mama, your baby's grandmother, is saying all kinds of things about your baby daddy for the public to hear, for public consumption. Then y'all make up, and you having baby number 2 with him. Where they do that at? Where did they do that at? And then when something go down again, you want to come back to us. You want to do the Cardi B. That's what we're going to call that from now on, the Cardi B. You want to do the Cardi B. You want to come back to us, and you want to tell us he ain't right. He ain't no good. He did this. He did that. I hope these two are in counseling, because they definitely navigating some challenging times. It was just in 2023. We in 2024, just August. In 2023, y'all was at each other's throats, calling each other vile and vicious names. If a man can part his lips and call me a bitch, there is no way on this green earth that I would ever find myself laying down in the bed with him with my clothes off. That I ain't doing it. No. You call me a bitch from the core of your soul, and I gave birth to your child. I carry your baby in my belly for 9 months. I fed your baby. I talked to your baby. And you got the nerve to call me a bitch. You got the nerve to raise your hand to me. I'm not going to find myself in the bed with you with no clothes on. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't care who I got to pray to, how long I got to pray. I don't care if I got to stay on the altar at the church. And I'm going to give my girlfriends permission to slap me across the face, and maybe that'll wake me up to say, girl, what are you doing? Navigating challenges. Keke Palmer's on the docket tonight. We're going to talk about Kevin Hart. His former friend is relentless. He's not playing. He's on this lawsuit, and he wants a jury of his peers to determine that Kevin Hart needs to give him $12 million. So Kevin Hart, in the deposition, he admits to the court, he said, way back then when I cheated on my wife when she was pregnant with our first child, he said I was under the influence. So, you know, Jamie Foxx made that song, Blame It on the Alcohol. Kevin Hart is blaming it on the substances. Blaming it on the substances. He said, I told him I don't do drugs. I don't take drugs. I don't do drugs. And he said, but then I gave in. You a grown man giving in to peer pressure? He said, I gave in and told him, toss it in my drink. And he said, I didn't sleep with the girl that night. But then I woke up and we slept together. And the cameras were set up ahead of time. Kevin, do us a favor. I mean, listen, Kevin's on tour right now, right? If I'm not mistaken, these tours, they rake in millions of dollars. And I'm not one to just be giving up my cash like that. No, I'm not that girl. Y'all heard over here all the time. I said, get yourself a prenup. I'm not that girl to just be going to the bank account and saying, here, making it rain for people. No, I'm not that girl. But if you find yourself in some trouble, sometimes you got to pay the people off to shut them up. Especially when you Kevin Hart's level. He taking this thing all the way to the end. And now he got to put his good business out in the street. And the poor wife, she got to relive the cheating situation. But you know what, though? Not for nothing. And I'm not trying to down her marriage. More power to her. Happy for her. But she knew what it was when she married him. She knew what it was when she married him. When people marry into the shenanigans, I have very low level of sympathy for them. Kevin Hart's wife, she knew what she was marrying when she got into it. But for some reason, some ladies think it will never be me. Oh, he cheated on D, but he will never cheat on me. Bye. A cheater is a cheater is a cheater. So Kevin Hart's on the docket. Then we got Simone Biles' biological mother. Y'all got to help me work my feelings through this one. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. But a biological mother, she in these streets, every Olympics, she wakes up and she speaks up. I think, when was the last Olympics? What was 4 years from now? Was it 2020? What was it? But anyway, every 4 years, she wakes up and she speaks up. And she says she waiting for Simone to forgive her. And her mother is a little mad at her father too, because she's like, the father, my own father, he done me dirty. He didn't let me speak to Simone, see Simone, be around Simone, nothing. She said, once I signed over that they could be adopted, she said, my dad ain't had nothing for me. The dad was protecting Simone. The dad was protecting Simone. So Simone's mother, dad adopted Simone with his wife. And the wife raised Simone and her sister like there was her own children. But then Simone and her sister had two other siblings that went to auntie. They didn't fare out that well. No, they ended up doing similar things like their mama. So the mama had a problem with the substances. The mama was always in the streets. The mama said she clean now. And she waiting on Simone to call her, and she proud of Simone, and she wished she could have been a part of Simone's wedding. But her daddy, he got tight reins on Simone. He not letting nothing happen to her. And God bless, because it's the granddaddy / father. And he not playing with his Simone. And they asked her mother, do you have Simone's number? The mother says she hear about Simone through her father. And they said, do you got a number? She said, yeah, but I ain't going to use it. I don't think she got a number. I think Simone don't want to be bothered. Is navigating challenges, guys, is a topic tonight. And I don't know, I'm going to work my way through this Simone Biles situation as we talk. You know, usually I'm strong. I got my stance coming into the live. I got my feelings sorted out. And my feelings with Simone's biological mother and her father / grandfather, I'm wavering. I don't know what to feel just yet. Maybe when y'all speak to me, I'll get my feelings together. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. You know, that's a rare moment for me, because usually I'm like, but this one, I'm wavering. I'm wavering. The mother didn't pull all my heartstrings. Usually my heartstrings get pulled or they don't. But the mother kind of snagged on a little heartstring. Just a snag. It's just a little nudge. So we're going to talk about it. But listen, guys, it's navigating challenges. Somebody put in that chat hashtag navigating challenges. I'm going to bring the people on in the building. It's Tuesday night trending topics, and it's navigating challenges. Keke Palmer. Now, Keke Palmer, I'm going to be honest with you, she do what a lot of ladies out there do. They got a temporary lapse because they always have a special place in their heart for their baby daddy, and she Kevin Hart and Simone Biles. I need a what in the chat, y'all, so I can load this train up. I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and it's navigating challenges. I'm going to go ahead and load this train on up. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, in my opinion. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Shan. Hey, Juanita. We got the people on in the building.
Hey, Diva. Choo, choo, choo.
Choo, choo, everybody. All right. We got the people on in the building. We're going to go ahead and, you know what? Where are we going to start? Do I feel like starting with Keke Palmer? Oh, God. All right. I'm going to start with Keke Palmer and Darius. You know, now, first, I just saw that I thought they was just working out, you know, their situation in co-parenting. Okay, I thought they was co-parenting. And then Media Takeout said that, you know, Keke is expecting. I said, no, she not. The lies you tell. Okay. Yeah, they said she's expecting. Her and Darius did get back together. She's expecting her a little one. Good gosh, is all I could say. Let me go ahead and share screen so we can get into this story. Okay, there we go. Tay. Hey, Tay-Tay's in the building. I think my thing is not liking that I got so many tabs open because it is acting up. Okay, so let's do this. So Keke Palmer allegedly reunites with baby daddy and she's pregnant again. Yikes. Okay, so that's her and Darius. You know, they a cute looking couple. And baby Leo is adorable, but saying ain't so. So Los Angeles, California, May 10th, Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson attend Boss featuring Keke Palmer Terrace at the party at the Grammy Museum on May 10th, 2023. Los Angeles, California. That's where that picture is from. Keke Palmer and her baby's father, Darius, have reunited. Media Takeout has learned. And the couple are reportedly expecting a second child together after a very bitter split. Oh, the split was nasty. Bitter is an understatement. According to the folks close to the couple, Darius and Keke are no longer fighting and both dropped their restraining orders against each other. And there's more. Word on the street is that Keke is pregnant again with the couple's second child. Here's a picture of Keke showing a bump hanging out with Darius last weekend. It's pretty stark. It's a pretty stark turnaround from where their relationship was just a year ago. So that's the picture. They're saying that's a little bump there. And that's Darius, the daddy smiling. Look at little Leo happy. He happy that his parents are together. Okay. So we really hope this works out because just a year ago, Keke and Darius were trying to lock each other up. Okay. In early November, Keke was granted a temporary restraining order against Jackson and a temporary sole custody of their son, 9-month-old, the oldest, Leo, okay, at the time. Those were those two in happier days. In California, October the 2nd, Darius Jackson and Keke Palmer attend. That's a picture from when they attend some polo thing. She alleged that Jackson trespassed into her home on November 5th and threatened her, then physically attacked me, lunging for my neck, striking me, throwing me over the couch and stealing my phone. When I told him I was going to call the police, Palmer claimed the abuse occurred over a 2-year period and that her mother and sister witnessed it. She even released video footage showing Darius assaulting her. Darius Jackson responded to Palmer's filing, claiming Palmer was the primary aggressor in their relationship, according to documents, and he filed his own restraining order against Keke, which was eventually denied by the court. So those two was at each other's neck. And remember, I'm going to play a little bit because I can't even take hearing her mom do this whole rant that she did. But I'm going to take you to a little back. Remember the mother, Sharon Palmer, was going off talking about Darius. Hold on. Let's see if I can get into this. Coming through, the computer being slow tonight. Okay, so let's play this.
That you put it through? That you put it through?
What the fuck is you saying, ignorant?
That you put it through?
Can you speak English? That's part of the reason why you can't get no acting job.
I'm sure.
Your articulation is poor.
I'm sure.
What the fuck are you saying?
I'm sure.
Come on, Wiggins.
If only you actually like.
Put it through? What does that mean? Can you put it through?
He's trying to do the whole child actor parents sacrifice their childhood gag.
Oh, well, okay, well, we got
Look at her.
$30 million today.
Look at her. That's fine.
Yeah, I sacrificed her, I guess.
Okay.
Come on, Wiggins.
But what did your mama do to you?
Huh?
She fucked you up.
My mom's fine.
You should have been a child entertainer.
I'm
You
good.
should have been one. Maybe you would have more gumption. Maybe you would have more get to it. Because your mama fucked you up. She turned you into a punk-ass mama's boy who harasses a woman. What kind of bullshit is that? Your mama should be ashamed of herself. She should be telling you, why are you harassing this girl, Jerry?
Because
why are you doing this?
Why say horrible things to her?
she's the one that kept wanting to come back around. Trust me, I didn't want this.
But that makes no sense as to why you harass. You know, there's no need to say horrible things and send me this Usher picture. There's no reason for that. You do that because you're nuts. There's no reason for you to say that. Jezebel, calling me Haiti. That's all unnecessary. You do all of that unnecessarily because something's wrong with your mind. It's not normal. You sound like you have a broken brain and you need to go to see somebody because you're chemically imbalanced. There's nothing that I've done for you to stay on that page. People have endured more. I've endured more from you, and I don't do that to you. I don't sit up there and call you all kinds of names and do stuff like that. You randomly have an episode and then you harass me for an hour straight. That's what you do. It's not normal. It's not necessary. You can just not talk to me.
I'm gonna harass you. Usher's bisexual. He sleeps with men, you stupid motherfucker.
Armand Wiggins.
This motherfucker on earth.
You should know you spend a lot of time with Dorian.
Usher. You was a dumb motherfucker. And then you let your family, you let your brother talk you into, oh, hey man, look, your brother's a pussy too. His reputation in Hollywood is he's a fuckboy. And he's an asshole. And nobody really likes him. Lauren London don't like his ass.
Armand Wiggins.
So at the end of the day, you, the Jacksons, are fucking jokes. You guys are fucking jokes. That's what you are. You're a fucking joke. So don't blame Keke for being a joke. You was a joke before you met her.
Armand Wiggins.
So don't blame her. Don't call her cunt. And what man thinks they're going to call the mother of their child cunt, bitches, whores, you've been run through, but I'm going to come and get the baby. What kind of mental motherfucker are you? Nobody does that, Jerry. Nobody does that. What woman wants their child to go be with a man who calls them cunts and bitches? That's the stupidest thing I've ever. If my daughter ever give you the baby after you call her a cunt, I'm gonna beat her ass.
Armand Wiggins.
And you know what?
Baby's gonna be back in my arms. I'm like, the inevitable's gonna happen. He's gonna grow up to be a man, a real man, and he's gonna go ahead and just come on over. All right. Dad, I'm his dad. I'm his dad. I'm his dad. I don't care about what you all think. I don't care what you think, especially Keke. I don't care about what anybody else thinks. Sharon, your opinion is very little to me. You're wasting your breath right now, Sharon. You're wasting your breath right now. You're wasting your breath right now. Trust me. Yeah.
Armand Wiggins.
Bro, I've seen this like 20 different times, Sharon. It doesn't faze me anymore. None of what y'all do faze me anymore. Come on now. Where's my son at? Where's my son at?
Armand Wiggins.
Okay.
That's what I'm about to do.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. You are a dickless motherfucker.
I'm sure.
I don't know what the fuck my daughter does so in your limp dick ass.
Armand Wiggins.
I'm about to fix it.
That's what you raised. That's what you raised.
You are, yeah, and that's what your mama raised. Dick suckers.
Okay.
Your brother's a dick sucker too.
I'm sure.
Both of y'all dick suckers.
I'm sure.
You probably suck dicks too.
Okay.
Armand
Dick
Wiggins.
suck.
Yep.
You a dick sucking motherfucker.
All right. So about a bullet.
If you keep fucking around, I might get somebody to fuck you.
All right. So about that bullet again.
You keep
Armand
fucking
Wiggins.
with me, you might get a dick in your ass.
Okay.
Keep fucking with me.
Okay.
You motherfuckers don't know who you dealing with.
Y'all do. Y'all have no idea who you stepped up and play with, but it's all
I
good.
tried to be nice to you.
Yeah.
I tried to be nice because I thought you had some mental problems.
Nope.
So I tried to be nice. But you gonna talk about my daughter? You gonna harass my daughter? You gonna talk about Usher? Usher is gay.
Armand
You and
Wiggins.
your stupid ass family don't even understand the business. Usher is gay, guys.
Armand
Told her to
Wiggins.
put some clothes on.
Gay.
Told her to put some clothes on.
You be into Usher. You
Told her to
stupid motherfucker.
put some clothes on.
You are stupid.
Told her to put some clothes on.
You are a stupid man.
She's a mom. She has to put some clothes on. She's a mom. She has to put some clothes on.
His family are crazy, chaotic,
Yeah.
harassing
Okay.
people.
So where my son
They
go?
are harassing my family. They are harassing my daughter. And
Where's my
I'm
son
not
at?
going to
Even
get
Marcus,
this shit
even Marcus Johnson, the nigga that your
I
brother's named
watch.
after, his
So,
kids
no,
told me
you
y'all
are
are
not
crazy.
allowed in the
Okay.
house.
He was the
You
one
are
in the
not
video.
allowed nowhere
They
around.
told me that you and your brother's crazy. And it's crazy because your brother's named after their dad.
Right.
And they said y'all are nuts.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
You got to go. Can you still hear me?
Oh yeah, he is.
I'm just waiting for my son. Where's my son at? It's football Sunday. He needs to be with his family.
Armand Wiggins.
Fuck you, nigga. You ain't got a family. Your bitch ass family, your dick sucking brother, your
They have nothing to do with this. They have nothing to do with this. They have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Armand Wiggins.
She the one got you thinking you can go around and harass women, but your daddy harassed her.
Okay.
And the grandma told me his mom was crazy. We've never been able to do anything with her. I don't know why my son stayed with her, but yeah, she's crazy. And if Darius is listening to her, he should be ashamed of himself. That's what your damn grandmama told me. Your grandmama told me your mama was crazy, and that if you wanted to listen to your mama,
she's schizophrenic, and so is he. You both need medicine.
Yes, the grandmama said
Armand
that
Wiggins.
if you wanted to keep listening to your mama, that Keke needed to let you go. Because Keke is a brilliant person, and Darius should be lucky to have her. So if you think she's a cunt, you think she's a whore, then why don't you take your limp dick and find the woman that you want to find? Why are you over my daughter's house? Why are you
Armand
over
Wiggins.
My son.
call her cunt bitches?
My
Go
son.
find you a Mexican.
For
Why
my
harass
son.
me though?
My son.
Why harass me? You don't
My
have to
son.
harass me.
But for my son.
But you don't have to
My
harass me.
son. Where's my son? Where's my son?
You need to stop harassing me.
Where's my son? That's all I'm just asking for. I'm not here for her.
Armand Wiggins.
I just wanted to kick back and remind y'all of the craziness of what happened. I'm just trying to go back and take this off. Let me see, where am I at here? Let me stop sharing the screen. Just total insanity. And that's who she got back with. That's who she's allegedly having baby number 2 with. And that thing was just as toxic. And then the video footage from the home was no better. Leo, your thoughts?
As you reintroduce us back to the toxicity, I am in shock. I am in shock. For one, I don't feel like the mother, right, is in a mental space to actually give Keke advice. So she's back with this man, having another baby with this man, allegedly. And I can see why, because look at her mother. Her mother berated not only him, but berated his mother that don't really have anything to do with what he do. And the fact that he was taping her is foul on top of that, right? So she was wrong, he was wrong, Keke wrong. All of them are a big, hot, stinking mess. All of them are a big, hot, stinking mess. And now they've created a whole nother life. The only thing that I can ask is just to keep us out the group chat. This is because she's saying this stuff about you need to be glad you with my daughter and all this other kind of stuff. Well, obviously your daughter don't know what her worth is because she with this dude, and she done made a whole nother baby with him after he done take a conversation. Even if he taped the conversation, and her mother was cooking out, he released it. She released the pictures of him grabbing her and snatching her around the room. This thing is a mess. This thing is a mess. And I promise you that mama has not stopped talking out the side of her neck to him or about his mother. This is way too much. It's way too much. And it's even hard for me to wish them the best because I don't see where a best can come from this. I don't. This is not going to end well. And he is a person that, he's saying, well, your daughter chose me. And he is correct.
He is correct.
He is correct.
Correct.
He is correct. Her daughter chose him. And look it, she done went and chose him again. This is about to be a mess, girl. This is messy. But all right.
Yeah.
Get off, girl.
I know. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So I told y'all when this happened about 9 months ago that she was gonna be back with him. And then when we saw the pictures of them out around Christmas time, I was like, "Yep, that sounded about right." I think they love this toxicity that they in, and it's a thing when you like to be in toxicity. I'm praying for the baby because the baby is the one that didn't ask to be here, can't control the situation. But I do think both of these people is a whole toxic mess, and they got it from the people that raised them.
Well, there you have it. Boom. Shan, you up?
You know, Diva, I watched your video earlier on this topic, and I agree with what you said. Too fast, too soon. From my understanding, they got together and they had a baby, and then it's like too much happening too quick. And I did say a couple of days ago, I'm one of those Delulu people who think you can get back with your ex and things can flourish and whatever. People can get second chances, but not this situation. Because I don't know how you go from restraining order to that horrible, horrible video with the couch, you know, that video, horrible. To the mama. I don't know how anything good is going to come from them reconnecting. Unless they get some deep, long therapy. I don't know how this is happening. And I'm not even going to believe it because I just don't understand. I hope they're just trying to co-parent. But if she's having another baby, I don't want to say. If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it. But it's just too toxic to bring, you know, another life into it. But like my VIP sister Leo said, keep us out the group chat. Because if I'm not mistaken, they had told us to mind our business. Did they tell us that? Or am I making that up?
They did. Most of them tell us that, but they probably did.
Right. So we just got to keep them in our prayers. Hopefully, you know, fix it, Jesus.
Fix it. I agree with you. Fix it, Jesus. Hold on one second. Katrina, you're up.
This is ridiculous. And if you're going to do all this stuff, why put it out there? We want to know what's going on in y'all life. We want to know what you're doing in your living room. We want to know what your mama's saying, all this. Why put it all on social media? If you would have kept it to yourself, we wouldn't be having a discussion about you now. Now we see that you're crazy, that you're both crazy. Because you going back to a man that called you those names, he don't respect you. He really don't respect you. I really feel sorry for the kid. Because if he's acting this way because you went to an Usher concert and you danced with Usher, or because you're making more money than him, it's ridiculous. It's sad. Hopefully they'll get some counseling. But I see this as being a train wreck, but I can't predict nobody's life. Only thing I would do, if he said all that stuff to me, there's no way I could be with him. But I guess people forgive and forget. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. 1 minute, Felicia, I'm coming. Let me just let y'all see what Sharon, Mama Sharon. It's Mama Sharon. It's Keke Mama.
Look, I've never done anything like this. I've been in this business for 22 years. I've seen a lot of stuff, but this is I can't help myself. For Sharonis Jackson to post on his Twitter the ridiculous stuff that he's posted when he knew his brother was abusive. I went to Sharonis over a year ago and told him that his brother was abusive to my daughter. And he said, well, I used to be like that too. What? So now he's posting on Twitter like he's this special guy when we know he's the biggest boy in Hollywood. He's disrespectful to women, just like his little brother. He taught his brother how to be abusive. So he don't get to act like he's this special guy. No, you're a boy and you're a part of the problem.
Oh, there go Mama Sharon. Felicia, your thoughts?
Oh, good evening, everybody. No, Mama Sharon the problem. She the problem. She has said too much. She's probably angry right now. And let me go on the record and say this. All children, all babies are blessings. And so we pray for the best when they're coming in here. Many of them don't have the ideal situation, but there's enough love and there's enough understanding. And I believe, Keke, really wants to be a good mother. And I do believe that she and Darius did go to counseling. Do I think they can make it? 50-50. But now, with a mother like that, I hope she threw her big fat you know what out of her house. I hope she's put on limited communication. I hope she can't have that baby with her at any time by herself. She's so dangerous, so dark, so evil. She said things about her own grandson with that wicked dark tongue of hers. She's wishing nothing but ill will on all of them. But something tells me that through the counseling, Keke threw her mama out, her sister out, and said, okay, I'm going to be with this man, the father of my child. I love him. I want to be with him. And we're going to really make an effort for the family. I just don't know how she gets beyond her mother without prayer and perseverance. And that's what I would say to any young woman in this situation. I'm aware what the commandments are. Honor thy mother and thy father. But there's got to be boundaries. And you have to put them up and put them in place. And they have to be respected. A woman with a mouth like that, that's a cuss mouth. That's a dark mouth. That's an evil mouth. I don't want you anywhere near my children by themselves. And it's unfortunate that so many have to deal with a bull of a mother like that. And then she was insulting to her grandson's mother. And we haven't heard that woman say anything. So I really do wish the immediate family the best. And I hope through this new life that she realizes she can do things differently. I'm done. You on mute, Diva. Okay.
All right, I was having trouble. Get off of mute. Shan, did I come to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm at Tay.
Keke Palmer. Why you had to go back to this no good that don't have no job? He only using your celebrities, and he got you knocked up again. It don't make no sense right there. Keke, you are worth it, girl. You are. You really is. I'm just tiring this nonsense right here. I'm tired of this toxic relationship between her and her boyfriend. Who is she going back and she got another baby again? Like in my opinion said, the baby did not deserve to be here. He did not ask to be here. And now his brother or sister, which one is it, that both of them did not deserve to be here. Imagine what the family reunion gonna be like when they grow up. It's gonna be a hot mess after they're right there. When they grow up. I say, Keke, I just say you and your baby daddy just need to be apart, be away from each other, so you can have some healthy co-parent instead of be toxic right there. Now to the mama right there. Oh Lord. The douchey gal, a pie mouth right there. You cuss out that boy and you cuss out about his mama too. Oh Lord. What your grandson gonna say about you when you say to his grandma and his dad right there? When you say about that. I really do feel bad for the kid. I really do. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you, Tay. Juanita, you're Rob?
I have two words: toxic and disrespectful. It's a toxic relationship, and I guess Keke is just low self esteem for somebody to do the things that he's done to her, and then you go back and get pregnant again, and then your mama What kind of mother would stand up and curse and carry on like that? Gosh, I mean, it was just awful. And for her to be set, she's supposed to be a mother setting an example. What type of example will she set? The apple don't fall far from the tree. I'm done.
Oh, I appreciate you, Julius. You're up.
Sorry if my voice is a little hoarse. I'm currently going through a second round of COVID. This whole situation, I remember when we first did the story on it, it was a hot mess. A hot, filthy mess, might I add. The only equations that I feel sorry for is the babies. Because she went back and made a whole nother baby with this fool. And it's like, after a while, us as the broader community, we taking the Tiana Taylor approach. We keeping us out the group chat for our own sanity. Because you bring us into the business, you want our opinions, you want our thoughts, you want us to get riled up and support you. But then when you go back to the fool and do more of the hokey doke and the foolery, you want us to be in support. No, what Vivica say? I'm good. That's it. That's all.
Appreciate you. All right, Julius and everybody, we're gonna go ahead and roll right into the next story. So, everybody, I guess, don't appreciate friendships the way some people do. Kevin Hart was friends with this particular guy that is now suing him for a very long time. They were friends for years, and then all of a sudden, Kevin got busted cheating. I guess he wanted to save his marriage, and he was ready to throw anybody under the bus. His friend of many years got caught in the crossfires. But not only did he get caught in the crossfires, but when he got caught in the crossfires, it was like he got blamed for a lot of stuff, and it ruined his reputation. And pretty much he asked, Kevin Hart to kind of like help him restore his reputation. Kevin Hart claimed he was going to help him, and they signed a deal. It wasn't like it was just like, oh, help me out the kindness of your heart. They kind of signed a deal so that he can help him. And, Kevin Hart reneged on the deal, according to his friend. So now he is suing Kevin Hart for, I want to say, $12 million. Let me just find this story. Let's see. Where am I? Here it is. So Kevin Hart, I don't know why my computer's acting up today. Kevin Hart admits to a drug-filled night in Las Vegas before cheating on his wife, Aniko, and 2017 extortion scandal. Okay. So Kevin Hart admitted to dropping the hallucinogenic drug Molly the weekend he ended up cheating on his wife, Aniko, in 2017 while she was pregnant with their first child. In a transcription of the Fatherhood Star's deposition filed in Los Angeles Superior Court on August 6th as part of Jonathan J.T. Jackson's lawsuit against Hart and obtained by Page 6, Hart claimed his friend, whose identity he kept concealed, pressured him to do the drug despite telling him, no, I don't really F with drugs like that. F it, I said, and I put it in my drink, he told DA Robin during the deposition. I had some water there. It was watered down because it's in my drink. I'm fine. I'm fine with drinking. That night it's good. It's Kevin Hart. That's Kevin Hart and his wife. Okay. So Hart 45 goes on to describe the meeting with this girl that he slept with. Okay. Amatia, the woman with whom he had sex with while in Las Vegas, and said he brought her and another woman named Morgan to his hotel room. Eventually, Morgan left. The ride-along star said in the deposition, and he and Montia fell asleep. I did not have sex with her that night, he said. I had sex with her the following morning. She woke me up. Hart details his and Montia's romp and claims in hindsight, he realized she was trying to get closer to the hidden camera that ultimately recorded a sex tape allegedly used to extort him at the time. The Jumanji actor further alleged that he believed the camera was in fact hidden in advance by someone because he never felt Montia leave the bed. Now, this is his friend right there. That's him and Kevin Hart, before the breakdown. This is him now. He's looking rough, like he's really going through it. Okay. Somebody go help JT. So his former friend JT, pictured here, was arrested and charged with the extortion, but the charges were ultimately dropped. Okay. So reps for Hart did immediately return page 6 request for a comment. About a year after the tape was filmed, Hart's friend Jackson was arrested and charged with 2 felony counts of extortion. The charges against him was eventually dropped in 2021. Jackson, however, filed a lawsuit against Hart last month, claiming the stand-up comic fabricated evidence and broke a subsequent contract. According to Jackson's lawsuit, he and Hart signed a meticulously negotiated settlement agreement in July 2021 that explained Hart would issue a powerful public statement proclaiming Jackson's innocence in the sex tape scandal. It's this Jackson. I don't know. Say a prayer for Jackson. He's looking, like he's really going through it. Jackson, 47, claimed Hart was supposed to say that the incident cost him a very valuable friendship, that he lost someone close to him whom he loved, and he's proud to say that all the charges against JT Jackson have been dropped and that Jackson is not guilty and had nothing to do with it. Instead, 3 months later, Hart wrote on Instagram that Jackson had been found not guilty because those charges have been dropped against him. The Buzz House actor felt Hart's statement failed to clear Jackson's name and unequivocally and restore his reputation. Jackson is seeking more than $12 million in damages, and he wants it to go to trial. This is navigating some serious challenges here. You have someone that you consider a very close friend. This close friend gets in trouble with his wife. He wants to save his second marriage, and his wife is looking bad in the public eye too, right? Because Anika was pregnant with their first child. It's like you got a pregnant wife that you're cheating on, and there's proof because there's a sex tape and someone's trying to extort you, and now your friend throws you under the bus, and now your reputation is mud. How do we fix this thing? Is this fixable? And somebody, please, because let me come down. This is JT currently. He's going through it. Leo, what are your thoughts?
You know what? As you read that article, I feel like the train has already passed for JT. I think him holding on to the fact that his friend did him wrong is doing him in. He is. I'm not saying that he wasn't owed what was negotiated. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm not saying that the fact that he was proven to be innocent and Kevin did not speak fully and fulsomely with his chest that his long-term friend was innocent of the charges that he was accused of, because that man is owed that. But sometimes when these things happen, you don't get what you're owed.
Yeah.
And so you really have to move on for your own mental health. I think that it's more tied up into this than just him getting the money. I feel like JT feels deeply humiliated, deeply disrespected, and dishonored by the friendship that he thought he had with Kevin Hart. Now he's having to understand the fact the friendship you thought you had with Kevin Hart, you don't have that.
You better talk, Leo.
You don't have that.
Right.
So he has to go through this journey of understanding and accepting the fact what you thought you had with your good friend, you do not have. And you can stay in that place or you can move past that place. He has all the money and the power. I'm not saying that he should not fight it and try to get the $12 million. That's pretty much on him. The only thing I'm saying is some way through this, you're going to have to accept, JT, that the man that you thought and who you had this deep binding friendship with is not your friend. He took you up on charges to the man.
Whew.
That's not your friend. And so I feel bad for him. I hate the fact he was never vindicated, but I hate worse that he's in the doldrums and is in this place of deep despair because his friend had him arrested. That's some foul-ish. That's some foul-ish right there. His friend had him arrested for something he did not do, and that his friend did not take his word that he did not do it. I don't, I don't know, if you can't accept that, I don't know how he moves from that place. If you can't accept that Kevin Hart was your friend and he is not your friend now, I don't really know what else it is for this man to do. He can still keep trying to fight for his money, but I think even if he wins the case, he still is not going to feel like
he gonna feel broke.
Yeah, he gonna still be broken because what he asked for a full-throated exoneration from his good friend Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart was not about to do that. He said he done been found he has not been charged, and come and see my movie. That's what he said. So I pray for his healing. I hope he gets to that space. I can't tell him what path he need to get to, but this really shows you how who you thought somebody. We fool ourselves into thinking Kevin Hart has always been this person because he was like this with his first wife, right?
Ooh, child.
So yes. So I don't know how long JT was in delusion, but has not earned him well. When people show you who they are, believe them.
Gosh. Oh, I appreciate you, Leo. In my opinion, you're up.
Oh, Diva, you ain't gonna like this one.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you something. First of all, you know who you hang around. And you know their character.
Okay.
And Kevin Hart don't have the character of somebody who can admit fault for nothing. So I'm so tired of these people coming to us and bringing us and putting us in the group chat about stuff that they already knew years before. If you were so close friends with him then, you knew he was shaded in because he'd been shady his whole life. His whole career is shady. Everything about it is shady. The man ain't funny, and he steal people roles all the time. Kevin is a fool, okay? And if anybody thinks they his friend, then you a fool.
Oh my God. Ooh. Oh, well, there you have it. In my opinion, oh shoot, I appreciate you. You saying he knew who his friend was. Let me just take you back for 1 second. Let's go back for a minute here. Let me see if I could pull this up. Let's see if it'll play. This is way back in 2017 when he apologized to his family amid the situation. Let's see if it'll play.
Targeting Kevin Hart. He claims someone was demanding millions of dollars over a sexually suggestive video, and now he's posting an emotional apology to his wife and family. ABC's Lindsay Davis here with the story. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. Just last month, Kevin Hart took to Instagram to wish his wife, who he often refers to as his rib, a happy one-year anniversary. Then over the weekend, he took to Instagram again, this time to apologize to his pregnant wife for, quote, making a bad error in judgment. While comedian Kevin Hart is known for cracking jokes, the funny man is now taking a serious turn, speaking out, trying to get ahead of what his reps are calling a failed extortion attempt.
I feel like I have a target on my back, and because of that, I should make smart decisions. And recently, I didn't.
The FBI is reportedly investigating a video showing Hart with a woman who isn't his wife. An extorter allegedly demanding millions of dollars from Hart, one of the highest paid comedians in the world.
I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, being my wife and my kids.
Hart beat the extorter to the punch, posting this video on his Instagram account, apologizing to his family and wife, Aniko, who is 31 weeks pregnant with their first child.
I'm not going to also allow a person to have financial gain off of my mistakes. And in this particular situation, that's what was attempted. I said I'd rather fess up to my mistakes.
The 38-year-old, who has 2 children from a previous marriage, wed his longtime girlfriend last year. But since then, rumors of Hart's infidelity have swirled. But in a radio interview last year, he said cheating is not a game he wants to be involved in.
Why risk it? What am I going to throw it all away for?
It ain't worth it.
It's not worth it.
The Central Intelligence star,
In or out?
Okay, well, then I'm out.
isn't the first funny man to fight back against extortion.
I have had sex with women who work for me on this show.
In 2009, David Letterman revealed live on his show that while married, he had several affairs with some of his staffers after a former CBS producer attempted to blackmail him for $2 million. That producer pled guilty to extortion charges.
Anybody that's being extorted should never pay. You have no control at all as to whether they're going to release the information or not.
As for Hart, he is owning up to his mistakes.
You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am or claim to be in any way, shape, or form.
Along with the video, Hart also posted a written message to his wife and kids saying, "I got to do better and I will." Just last month, his ex-wife accused him of cheating on her with his current wife. At that time, he used social media to simply laugh off the accusation. Not so much this time,
Yeah,
George.
different tack here. Okay, Lindsay, thanks very much. Let's talk about this with our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. So we just saw in the piece, it worked for David Letterman. Will it work for Kevin Hart?
Yeah, and look, I think it's what he has to do in a case like this is he has to come clean, right? You can't start paying off extortion demands and open yourself up to getting another demand in 6 months from that. So I think that he had no choice here but to do exactly what he did, which is go public, take responsibility, and now help lead this investigation.
Well, that's the question. Do you turn it around? Is this a real plot that can be something that can be prosecuted?
Yeah, no, look, most of the time extortion is a state crime. It seems that the FBI in this case is investigating. That could be because it was across state lines or because it's on the internet, et cetera. Those are reasons it could become potentially a federal crime. But all 50 states have extortion laws. And it's important to remember, you don't have to threaten someone physically to potentially be guilty of extortion. You can threaten to humiliate someone. You can threaten to put something out there publicly to disclose that you're not being faithful to your wife in exchange for money. So it has to be a demand for something of value and threatening to do something horrible.
But then to
someone.
push this, Kevin Hart has to sort of weigh the, getting sort of some sort of legal justice there and keeping it in the news forever.
Well, that's right. My guess is right now that he cares a lot less about legal justice, would like this to go away. But the legal justice has to go hand in hand with this. The minute that he decides, I'm going to go public with this, his position has to be, and I'm going to be helping.
Take it all the way.
In the context of this investigation. It will be interesting to me, though, to continue to follow whether this just becomes a federal investigation or whether it becomes state, because as I said before, most of the time, extortion is something that's investigated as a state crime.
Okay, Dan Abrams, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans.
I did not know about the David Letterman scandal. Yikes. Shan, you're up.
This made me think about the TLC song, What About Your Friends? I don't know. But, this story has a lot of moving parts. But the main part I got from it was he was saying, because of this, that's why I cheated. Or I cheated allegedly because, this happened, DRUGS situation. So I'm just looking like, Kevin, at some point you got to take accountability, say I messed up, And I'm wondering if the extortion thing didn't come up if he would have, confessed. So I don't know. I have a lot of questions, and I hope his friend gets justice. It's sad that a friendship was lost from this, but I don't know. Kevin, man.
Yeah, Kevin's messy. It's
Yeah,
sad.
he gives me messy a little bit.
Yeah, his friend is definitely going through it. Katrina, you up? Are you there, Katrina? All right. Okay. Go ahead, Katrina.
But me again. I'm so sorry. I was a little bit confused because, like I said, this story has so many parts. I gotta listen to it again, but I hope everybody gets the justice they deserve.
Yeah. Okay. Katrina?
Kevin Hart is a tool. He doesn't pay people, because then he didn't pay his other employee, right? The one with Tasha K. And he quit looking for an apology, but he wasn't quick to give his own friend an apology. Make that make sense. And then he cheated on his first wife, and then he said he didn't have relations with that woman till in the morning. I'm not saying how long drugs last in your system, but I'm quite sure you wasn't that hung over that you didn't know that you was having relationship with somebody else. He's lying. He just didn't know that camera was there, and he got caught up, and he's trying to save face. I hope JT do get his money, and that's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you, Felicia. What help JT?
Well, I got a question. Isn't this the person that Kevin had the people go raid the house? It wasn't just like he put in a lawsuit, but they went into his home and took him out and handcuffed him and all of this. Okay, so he deserves all his money. He deserves money. I think $12 million is a little bit of money in this matter, because I think Kevin Hart was suing Tasha K for a lot more than that over a bad interview with his terminated employee. So I think when someone invades your home, your privacy, your safe space, over some nonsense. I don't know who put the camera in there. Did he ever find out who put the camera in there?
No.
But he was in there with two women, and one allegedly left. Did he ever go to sue them? Did he accuse them?
Oh, well, you better talk now.
I'm with Shan on this one. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's something that's not exactly clear. And I think JT has been a loyal friend and was deeply disappointed and traumatized by having law enforcement come in the night and arrest him and invade his home over an alleged X tape. And for a person, I don't know this to be a fact, but I have heard that Kevin has been unfaithful many times. So this is just a part of who he is. So what's he getting all worked up over? Was it a bad piece of video? He didn't look so good in it. Was that what happened? I don't know. It sounds like it was just a bad piece of video and he was embarrassed. Not because he was unfaithful, because he didn't look good. And it didn't serve him well. Didn't do anything for his career. So pay the money. You said you was going to pay the money. You failed to apologize in the manner that you should have. It didn't meet what you did to this person. And so you need to just go on ahead and pay this money and put this behind you. I'm done.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. JT, keep your head up. Tay, you're up.
Tell her don't think about nobody but himself. It's all about me, 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 me. That's what it is about. Just me. I don't care about you. I don't care about myself. I'm not loyalty, no friends. Hey, Shan, you just took the words out of my mouth about TLC. What about your friends? Are they going to stay around or they let you down? Kevin Hart don't care about nobody at all. And tell them, where's that JT his money at? You say you're going to pay him back. A real man keep his word. Say, I will pay you back. all the money that I took from you. Okay? Kevin Hart, you ain't that funny. You ain't that cute. Okay? You just short, me, Kevin Hart. That's all you is. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Julius, you're up.
He's suing Tasha K for way more, but yet can't pay the man his money. He does. This ex-friend of his deserves way more money, because if he can sue Tasha K for interviewing an ex-employee, this ex-friend deserves way more money. That's it. That's all.
I'm wishing JT the best. It seems like, he's going through it. We will definitely stay connected to this story. Not sure if this is his Instagram or, sometimes it's hard to tell. But he seems like he got a wife by his side. So that's a good thing. But I feel like the best thing that could probably happen to him is he got to let this thing go. You got to let this thing go. You got a beautiful wife, pick up the pieces, go on with your life and let this Kevin Hart thing go. I mean, I'm not saying don't sue, but let it go emotionally and let the justice system do what it's going to do. So, JT, we're rooting for you. Keep your head up. This is a mess. We're going to move on into the Simone Biles story. And let me just make sure I have the right thing here, where her mother, her mom is pretty much, saying she's going to wait on Simone, but she wants forgiveness, right? So her biological mom. So she really was adopted by her grandfather and his wife, so her grandparents. Not the mother to his daughter. So Simone Biles' birth mom, Shannon, tells why she abandoned Olympic hero daughter as she begs gymnasts for forgiveness at the decades-long estrangement. I do want to play this video. Let me just see if it'll get back to where I want it to. I'll just do that really quickly. Here it is. Okay, let's see if you can hear Simone mom speak. Her name is Shannon.
Indecisive about the.
Just wait till I can skip the commercial.
Is it the mother's father who adopted her?
Every 4 years.
I'm over it already. I can't keep dwelling on it. Whenever she's ready, and I'm here. I want her to be able to come to me and say, okay, let's have a sit down because there's some things I want to know. So I just have to have patience. I want to let her know that I love her. I'm very proud of her, but I'm just still waiting. I would like to sit down and talk to you and answer any questions you may have. I don't know what you've been told but I want you to hear the real deal. I was an addict. I will always be an addict. But there's just a way that you have to learn how to stay away from people, places, and things and change your routine and just change your life. Live your best life. If I need to know anything, I'll call my dad. Hey, Dad, what's going on with Simone? How's everybody doing? He keeps me posted.
So you don't have like a direct number that you can even reach out to her?
I do, but I won't.
Why not?
I want her to reach out to me. She's 27 now. She's married. I would like to have been a part of that, but I just have to wait for her.
It's a very sad situation. Her mom name is Shannon. So for 4,000 miles and a lifetime of hurt between Shannon Biles and a front row seat at the Paris Olympics. But nothing can diminish the pride with which she beams at the mention of her daughter Simone's triumphant return to form 3 years after she bowed out of the Tokyo Games. Now speaking exclusively to the DailyMail.com, Shannon 52 has said that she lives in hope for the day Simone reaches out so she can ask her daughter for forgiveness for the past she cannot change after her drug addiction led her to abandon her children. But she still longs to make amends. It was hard to give up my kids, but I had to do what I had to do. I wasn't able to care for them. I was still using, and my father didn't want me coming in and out of their lives when I wasn't right, she explained to the dailymail.com. And she was told of her sadness, and she has told of her sadness that to this day, she has no part in the major life events, such as Simone's wedding last year to NFL player Jonathan Owens. She said, I would have liked to make amends with Simone's personally. I'm just waiting for her and her younger sister, Adria. I speak to Adria more than I speak to Simone. I would just ask her to forgive me. Can we move forward? Don't judge me on my past. Let's move forward. And that's Simone's mom, and her name is Shannon. Okay. And that's Simone, looking like the mom. I'm waiting for the opportunity, but I'm waiting on her to be able to come to me. Let's sit down. I just have to be patient. Shannon revealed that she was proud of the Olympic performance, which confirmed Simone 27 as the GOAT, that she threw a party out in the backyard of her row house in Columbus, Ohio. Friends and neighbors gathered to celebrate Team USA and the dominance of the floor, vault, and balance beam, which saw Simone take home 3 golds and 1 silver medal. It was a bittersweet affair. But Shannon has had to learn patience since the day she lost her children, first to foster care and then to adoption when her father, Ronald, 75, and his wife, Nellie, stepped up to care for Simone and Adria, bringing them to live with them in Texas when Simone was just 6. Shannon's 2 oldest children, Tevin, now 29, and Ashley, now 34, were taken in by Ronald's sister. Ronald was forced to step in when Shannon's life spiraled out of control due to drug and alcohol addiction, resulting in her children going in and out of foster care in Columbus, where they were born and where Shannon still lives. The 52-year-old racked up a strain of debts, and for years she lived in the same corner red brick row house in the crime-ridden neighborhood of Franklinton. And that was her in, I guess, younger days and all of them. How cute. What a gorgeous picture, right? According to the Chapter 7 bankruptcy petition filed in October 2018, Shannon said she didn't have $1 to her name and just $34 on a prepaid card. Among her assets were 2 unusable cars, a total Toyota 2008 and a non-roadworthy GMC Sierra 2003 worth a combined total of $2,100. She also claimed homeware, electronic clothes, shoes, and jewelry worth $9,650 and even listed her dog, cat, and a guinea pig. Shannon claimed that her home was worth just $9,684. She owed $14,000 in change to 21 companies, including medical and financial services, shopping websites, and $3,834 student loan. According to Franklin County Municipal Court records, Shannon was faced court action 36 times for various traffic misdemeanors and criminal cases. And January 2020, she was found guilty of assault and given a 180-day suspension prison sentence and probation until January 2022. Since 2022, she managed to stay out of trouble and now works as a cashier at a discount grocery store, Save-A-Lot. That's Simone's father/grandfather and her mother/grandmother. That's who raised her pretty much. Today, Shannon is clean and sober, but says very clearly, I'm a recovering addict and will always be an addict. But there's a way to recovery. You have to learn to stay away from people, places, and things, change your routine, and live your life. Live your best life. When asked how her life looks today, Shannon speaks with the quotient that comes with recovery. I'm not working right now because of medical issues, but when I work as a cashier at Save-A-Lot. I'm not the person I used to be. I'm okay today. I'm a loving person. I give you the shirt off my back. I'm very different from what I've been portrayed. But however much she may have changed over the years, the distance between her and Simone has not. Their thin relationship is characterized not by conflict so much as by absence, primarily the absence of any direct communication. Shannon explained, what I hear about Simone, I hear through my dad. I speak to my dad all the time. We're good now. I was just his birthday, and I called him to wish him happy birthday. Several time zones away, Ronald celebrated that birthday with Simone, Andrea, and Nellie in Paris, with Andrea taken to Instagram to post a picture of him in the Olympic stands and revealed that he had been gifted a Death Row Records chain by Snoop Dogg. Simone said, if you need to know anything, if I need to know anything, I call my dad. I ask him about Simone, and he keeps me posted. There was a time when Sharon resented her father. In the immediate aftermath of Simone and Andrea's adoption, she felt that he had betrayed her and cut off all contact between her and her children. She told DailyMail.com, when we signed the adoption papers, it was like my dad flipped the switch on me. No communication, don't call, and don't visit. That's how it was in the beginning. It took me 6 years before I saw my children again. I was respecting my dad to let the kids transition. He felt that was the best thing for them. It was hard to give up my kids, but I had to do what I had to do. I wasn't able to care for them. I was still using, and he didn't want me coming in and out of their lives when I wasn't right. I was hard-headed. I didn't care, screaming, I want to see my kids. Why are you doing this to me? I didn't understand at the time, but years later, I understood why. I had to deal with me first. Biles and her sister, Andrea, 22, a former gymnast, were brought up by Ronald and Nellie over 1,000 miles away from Shannon in Houston, Texas. Her and her sister look just alike. Meanwhile, her two elder siblings, Ashley and Tevin Biles Thomas, were raised by Ron's sister, Harriet, in Cleveland, and have been in trouble with the law. According to court records, Ashley, 34, has been a defendant in civil, traffic, and criminal cases 29 times since 2009. She was given a suspended prison sentence in August 2021 for driving while impaired. On Facebook in August 2022, she posted that just got out the prison joint, although it's not known why she was in. In 2019, she was found guilty of assault, sentenced to 180 days in jail, with all about 25 days suspended and 2 years probation. Other offenses include being arrested for various drunk driving, drug and weapon offenses, theft and counterfeiting, with short stints in prison. In June 2021, Brother Tevin was acquitted of powering 3 people at a New Year's Eve party in 2018 due to lack of evidence. Simone's biological father, Kevin Clemens, who lives in Cleveland, has no contact with his daughter either and struggled with his own addiction problems in the past. Where am I? Shannon is still in touch with him, and she said he too would love to rebuild a relationship with his famous daughter. Shannon said, we both want to see her. I talk to him all the time. He says, if you talk to Simone, give her my number. I love to talk to her, but I can't even talk to her. I have to go through my dad. To this day, Shannon doesn't know how much Simone and her sister know about those days, and she longs for the opportunity to tell them how it really was. She said, I want to let her know I love her and I'm very proud of her, but I'm still waiting. Shannon has Simone's phone number, but she has never called it. Feeling instead that the outreach has to come from Simone. She added, I can't keep dwelling on it. Whenever she's ready, I'm here and willing to receive. I do have a direct number, but I won't use it. I want her to reach out to me. She's 27 now. She's married. I would have liked to have been a part of that, but I have to just wait for her. You can't push anybody. It hasn't happened yet, but I have patience. I'm waiting on her. Speaking directly to Simone, she said, I would like to sit down and talk to you and answer any questions you may have. I don't know what you have been told, but I want you to hear the real deal. It's loaded. It's loaded. Leo, what are your thoughts?
I'm here diving for the mute button. Okay. This is heavy. Mm-hmm. This is really, really heavy. I understand the language that she's speaking, I'm waiting on Simone, but I really would like to talk to her and I really would like to see her. Simone already know that.
Mm-hmm.
Simone already know that her mom is wanting to reach out to her and Simone is not doing it. I think the wrong move is the media. The wrong move is the media. It throws up these flares of being suspect on go. For me, I'm not saying that she wants something. She has clearly said, Simone ain't talking to me. I would love to talk to her. I want her to know what really happened and why I did what I did. Well, you can write a letter and say that.
Come on now. Oh, shoot. Okay.
So, that's the part that makes her suspect. Her emotions towards her children, I think is real. I think her approach is suspect. It should never have been. If she was really smart, she should never given any interviews, because it seems like to me you're putting an onus on your child that you were unable to take care of on them. You explained to the media why you weren't there. Your obligation is to your child. And if you want to explain why you weren't there, then you do what you need to do to make that connection, not necessarily put us per se in the group chat. Are you clearing up your name publicly because your daughter is a superstar? She's the GOAT. What are you? What we doing here? What we doing here? She said that her father relays messages, but her father will not let her have no contact with her children. So what about these other children that's in Cleveland? You could have poured into them. They out here running amok. So your father took control of these two children, but these other children in Cleveland, you could have poured into them. I don't see you doing no press conferences to try to see them and talk to them.
Come on now. Oh, shoot. Okay.
So that is her public proclamations is what, for me, makes her suspect. I'm not here to say that women who go through their troubles and have their times and they can't go and see their children, absolutely not. If you can repair your relationship with your children, repair your relationship with your children.
Right.
But Simone ain't the only child she has that she has to repair a relationship with.
Facts.
So if there's nothing else you can do, you can repair your relationship with your other children. Reach out to them, pour into them. And then let Simone see your works with your other children, and perhaps a door will be opened. This ain't it. And that's all, I'm gonna get off the line. This for me, this ain't it. And I'm very interested on what the other panelists have to say about it, because public media, nah. Okay, all right, I'm good.
I hear you ain't having it. K&J, thank you so much for the super chat. She said my parents raised me and my mom had the same entitlement issues as Simone's mom. You were not there to be a mom. You left me with others, so you're not owed anything. Forgiveness doesn't mean entitlement. I appreciate your super chat, and I hear you. In my opinion, you're up.
Now, Diva, this was the story I wanted to comment on.
Oh, okay.
I've been a fan of Simone Biles. I've watched all her documentaries. I love the one she did on Lifetime because she produced it and wrote it. Okay. So to know her story is her mama was leaving her at home, them children at home alone by themselves while she was going out and getting blazed up. And they came in, and the daddy wanted to take in all of them, but he couldn't at the time. He was going through health issues himself.
Oh.
He tried to let her see these kids, and she was coming in, leaving their doors open, ripping them off. He did not want the kids to see that. So he stopped her from coming there because he wanted those kids to have a fresh start. For me, okay, when you say I have my child's number, but I'm not going to reach out, you're the parent. You dropped the ball. You should be the one calling her, begging her for forgiveness. Why should she be calling you? What did she do to you? I'm tired of these deadbeat parents getting on the internet and want some sympathy. Miss me with that. Because it's a lot of people out here that went through they shoulda, coulda, wouldas and still took care of their doggone kids. You did what you did because that's what you wanted to do. And now you come to us every time this girl wins an Olympic. She come out flapping her gums. I'm so tired of her. Okay, I'm going to need her to stop. Every time this girl is in the spotlight, she come out. Oh, I want forgiveness. I'm tired of that. Want forgiveness in the background. You got the phone number, use it. If she don't answer your phone call, leave it between y'all. She done put her story out there. I don't want to hear about what she owe. Simone don't owe those debts. I hope you don't think she finna pay them for you.
Well, I appreciate you. In my opinion, I hear you. 48, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, nope, still crackhead tendencies, in my opinion. So everybody's saying to the mom, Shannon, miss us with the nonsense. Shan, you're up.
Well, my first question was, why wouldn't the dad let her see them from time to time? But in my opinion, clear that up. That makes sense. Maybe he found that she was a danger to, going in and out, whatnot. Because that was my first question. But I commend the father for taking the kids in so they don't have to be in and out the foster system and they can have a home and everything like that. But when she said she's waiting for Simone, I'm like, ma'am, what are you waiting for? Because in my opinion said, you're the parent. My father said something similar to me. He wasn't on substance. He was just a plain old deadbeat. But he was like, I was waiting for you. What are you waiting for me, sir? Why are you waiting for me, sir? You're the parent. I'm the child. I'm not going to call you and be like, hey, I forgive you. I think Simone should forgive her. But I don't know what she expects. And another thing is she only coming out when Simone's on top? When she's winning and stuff like this? Or is she trying behind the scenes? And like Leo said, I wouldn't be doing interviews. Something about it is not sitting right with me. How she's going about it. She should call Simone herself. She should make an effort in private and not just come out and share her story. Because she does have her shows and stuff. And I had no idea she was adopted. I haven't watched any of her documentaries, but I've heard of them. Yeah. Simone should forgive her though for herself. Because that's what I had to do for my father. Like Leo was saying earlier, you have to let go sometimes. So for my own feelings and so I don't have to walk around talking about I have daddy issues and stuff, it's like I forgive you, but you can stay over there. So yeah.
I appreciate you for sharing, Shan. The other problem I really had with her, not once did she mention the other kids. She didn't mention the other sister that lives with, that was raised with Simone. And said we speak a little more often. But you got two other.
That's only because that girl reached out to her.
Oh, but she got two other adult children that are suffering, going through the same situation that it seems like she went through. And it would benefit maybe if you speak to them saying, listen, I've been down this road. I don't want to see this for you. Please seek help. But you worrying about speaking to Simone. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, this just go to show you anybody can be a mom, but it takes a real person and a real thing to be a parent. Because any person can have a baby, but being a parent, that takes a whole different level. And y'all are right. Why are you? I mean, I'm not saying that she didn't look out, that she wasn't trying to get in touch with the other three or whatsoever. And you come in on TV saying that you reached out to Simone. Why bring it on TV? If you're trying as hard as you can, you keep that off TV. You keep that off social media. Maybe then for Simone will think, okay, she's real. She's trying to come to me. She's doing this. But why you taking it on TV? We don't need to know what's going on behind the scenes. You could have did it off screen. You could have done that. And she should have been concerned about her other children because most of the time when a parent has an addiction, it runs through the family. So she should have been there to make sure that her other children didn't go through what she went through or what she's going through. I'm happy she's clean right now. The thing is, like Shan said, Simone don't have to forgive her for her. She need to forgive her for herself because she is her mom, but she don't owe her nothing because this child worked hard. She worked hard and went out and did something and made something of herself. She didn't take the route that her mom took or the brothers or sister. She went a whole different way to become something in life. And I that's why I say grandparents are totally the backbones of their family. Most of them are. Most of them will step up when they need to. At least I try to. But the thing of it is, I hope Simone find a way to forgive her. Like I said, not for her, but for herself. And like I say, if she wants to talk to her off camera, talk to her off social media. What are you talking to her like that for? What you want her to pay for them bankruptcies? Did you pay for her Pampers? Did you pay for her milk? And I'm not saying, that addiction is an easy thing, but sometimes you have to put that addiction back and put your kids forward. And that's all I got, Diva.
Appreciate you. Felicia, you out?
Well, I am in a mixed bag here. I really am. Something tells me that Simone's mother didn't have the best childhood. Something went left. Something went wrong. Because you showed that picture with her children when they were all small. It didn't look like somebody who had been out on the street for a minute. It looked like something didn't go right for her. And for that, I'm going to give her grace. Now, why did she choose to go to the media and the first thing out of her mouth was a lie? Because she's a liar. Let's be clear.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
The first thing you showed us, and the first thing I heard her say, "Yeah, well, I'm over it." But what are you over, Mom? Because I don't know. You said you was over it. You said you always gonna be an addict, but you sober now. No, I didn't call my daughter, but I have her phone number. And my father said I can't talk to her. I'm confused, Mom. I'm confused because everybody in this story is a grown adult. Some are older than others, but everybody's big now, legal.
Right.
So either she got the phone number or she don't. That's line number 2. Line number 3 was, well, I learned that you just got to be mindful of the people and the places and the things you do in your life. You just have to move differently. And then 2 paragraphs down, Simone father, what's his name? Something with a C. Live out there in Cleveland. We talk often. Yeah, he do dope. Well, wait a minute. I thought you was doing things differently. I thought you were staying away from people and places that may have you relapse. But according to that article, he's in Cleveland still doing dope. And he say, well, if you hear from our daughter, give her my number. What is the disconnect with these people here? They're all lying. They're lying. Someone close to me has defined August as lying August. Well, line the liars up. They're all over the place. They're in print. They're in video. They're giving us footage. They're making statements. They're all lies. And someone in the chat asked a very important question. How do we know that Simone didn't forgive her mother? How do we know this? Some people, like myself, we truly believe in forgiveness, but it comes with boundaries. And we're going to hold tight to those boundaries. So I believe that Simone has invited her mother to maybe to a conversation, but she said she was over it and she waiting for a phone call. Well, then you sit and wait, Mom. You sit and wait. Now, when it comes to these other adult children with the 34, 31, their lives are in trauma, drama, and horror. And as someone on the panel said, she didn't mention any of them. She's not out there trying to rehab them and try to get them back to a life where maybe they can have some peace. But she's throwing a cookout, Olympic night. What?
Oh, you talking? Oh, shoot.
Come on now. For the community. I thought she lived in a red row house down on the edge that's valued at $9,000. Mom, you a liar.
Oh, damn.
Okay. And that's why you're not getting no phone calls.
Whew.
I heard 4 major lies in your story, and I don't want to hear from you no more. I'm done.
Oh, good gosh. Tay, you don't want to hear from her no more.
Small balls, your mom. Why you keep mess with your daughter that she don't want to hear from you? All she want is peace. She don't want negative because you probably had the darkness in you right there. All you want is fame and fortune because you got a celebrity daughter who doing athlete. The question is, do you really care about her and the other children? Do you? No, you don't. You love something else that you was on before.
Oh.
And this is right here. If I was alone, I just tell her, me, you, we gonna talk in private. Not on social media, not outside the public, just private, just you and me. But you need to forgive yourself. I need you to forgive yourself. I need you to be my mom. That I know you need to be right there. And thanks to the dad right there who saved those kids because it was for the dad. Because those kids probably gonna follow their mom's footsteps. And they still gonna be like that right there. So I applaud for the dad to help them to have a good life, a normal childhood. So I applaud to you, Dad. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Tay. Oh, my goodness. Julius, you up? And let me say this. Let me back up before I come to you, Julius. Let me say this. Gymnastics, putting your kids in that sport is expensive. So not only did these grandparents adopt her, take her
It is because he had to sell his house and move to get her a dream.
Ooh. It's spicy. It's spicy. And he did all of that.
If y'all have not seen the movie, it's on Prime, it's on Lifetime. It's called Simone Biles' Courage to Soar. It is an amazing movie.
I appreciate that. Thank you for letting us know, in my opinion. Julius, you're up.
Jesus, what is up with these people wanting Simone to solve their problems? First, the Olympic chick that was a non-fledging factor, and then now this woman. This woman did the dirt. She chose to run the street. She chose to be in addiction. She chose to neglect her kids. Oh, but now that she's been clean for a buck, we're supposed to award her? Nah. In recovery, you have to physically seek. You have to physically seek forgiveness. Now, she told some lies in her statement. And Miss Felicia, I'm giving her flowers publicly yet again because she hit it right on the ball.
we don't care to know about her financial situation. And this was the catch-22 for me, right? You said you have her number. Why didn't you call her? Well, she's refusing to accept it. Simone is the child in this situation. Just because she's almost 30, it don't matter nothing. In the situation between this woman and Simone, Simone is the child in the situation. And she needs to take the initiative. This wannabe mother I'm talking about. And there's like, and you thought going to the media, releasing all these details was gonna help your case? Nah. You just put a bigger target on your back and you look like the biggest fool ever. With the line especially saying, you have her number, but I haven't picked it up. Dummy, pick up the number and call her. Common sense will say that. Miss me with the foolery.
Whew. I appreciate you, Julius. Listen, I'm gonna roll right into the feel-good story, y'all. But let me say this before I roll into the feel-good story. Even though Tyler Perry told us off, cursed us out, do you know his movie it made big waves on Prime, and they actually their subscriptions went up as a result of Divorce in the Black being on Prime, because many people wanted to see it. So therefore they purchased their Prime subscription in order to see it, and it made a tremendous amount of views within 3 days. So I give it up to Tyler Perry for that.
No, we wanted to see Megan.
Okay, but listen, the people saw it, but he had to apologize to us because he cursed us out. Okay. 48, thank you so much for the super chat. Coming from experience, I forgave my mother way before she came to me. Okay. You connecting to what Felicia said. Okay, that Simone might have forgave her and just like I gotta move on with my life. It took me 25 years, but it happened, and I'm good. I made it. I didn't become my circumstance. Blessings, 48. Blessings, and I hope you're doing well in your new home. I know you purchased your home, so God bless. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the super chat. All right, guys, we're going to roll into this feel-good story. It's just a good story in a movie I think we should all support. I hope I did not kick out of it. Here it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, let's listen.
Important things, things that are going on in the country. I don't think people know I care about those things. Most of my other songs are just about love.
That brings back memories. Andra Day was so good in her Golden Globe winning role as iconic jazz singer Billie Holiday. That was 2021 film, The United States versus Billie Holiday. Now she's reuniting with director, that's Lee Daniels, Hey Lee, in the new horror film, The Deliverance. It's inspired by the true story of one of Indiana's most famous supernatural cases. Day plays Ebony, a struggling single mother who wants a fresh start in a new home. So that sounds good. But after strange paranormal things start happening in the house, she finds herself in a battle for life and the souls of her 3 children. In this clip, Ebony questions her mother, played by Glenn Close, after a tense confrontation.
Why would you sniff my breath like that in front of my kids, Ma? You know I wasn't drunk.
Girl, I'm just trying to see that you live a clean life.
Yeah, because you got the church now, right? Praise the Lord, you all brand new.
The Lord saved me.
You might have your little church friends fooled, but I remember everything. Everything.
Everything is right. Andra Day, we're happy to say, joins us now. You are knockout in this role.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And I didn't even recognize Glenn Close in the beginning. We'll get to that in just a second. But Ebony's dealing with so much trauma, generational abuse, alcoholism, addiction. But at the end of the day, she's complicated. But I just saw her as a woman just trying to make it and do the right thing. What was this character like for you?
For me, she was, I love her. You know what I mean? And so maybe I have a bias, but I absolutely love Ebony. because she's real. She's a real girl. She's a real Black girl. And she is ultimately doing the best that she can with what she has. There's a lot of, I think the movie is very interesting because Ebony's trying to be the best mother she can be. She's trying to prove that she can be a great mom. I think she's also trying to kind of break generational trauma or generational curses, as some people say. But she still is dealing with all of her own unresolved trauma, and she's still trying to heal. And so she's trying to be a great mom with all of that. And now she has her mother who's moved in with her. And so she's kind of faced with all of this trauma again. And I love that clip so much because when she says, I remember everything, I think we're familiar when we encounter certain traumas or certain things, those things that you mull over them in your head over and over again. And sometimes they can fester and grow into these demons, which I think is, the movie is physically talking about demons, but it's also metaphoric too. So we're watching her battle her internal demons and external demons for her kids. And
it's based on a true story. I wasn't familiar with this story about stuff that was happening in the house. And part of Ebony's struggle too was people did not believe her. They did not believe her. When she said this crazy stuff is happening to my children.
And I think the movie being based on a true story was actually a real draw for me because I just sort of love speculation. Some people may believe this, some people may not. I do. I believe in the spiritual realm. I'm a believer. And so, I think that I was also drawn to it for that reason as well. Just she's really trying to kind of find her own foundation and her own purpose, and it's obviously we watch her go through all of these challenges emotionally. So I was drawn to her for that reason as well.
Being a believer and tackling topics that this movie covers can be difficult, not just as an actor, but it can stay with you. It can wear on you. It can be like a cologne or a perfume that doesn't leave you. Y'all had a preacher on set that prayed every day, and you prayed with the group. Why was that important for you?
Well, I didn't know he was going to be there at first, so I was really happy he was there because I'm a praying person, so I like to pray before every scene, before everything that we do, every show.
Nate, before she came out here, we were praying in the green room. I'm like, okay. Before you came out here,
But I think, and having his name was Apostle Lewis, and he was amazing to have on set. And I think what it meant is that we're taking seriously the topics that we're dealing with, not just dealing with the paranormal and the spirit realm, but also taking seriously the emotional weight of what it is that we're dealing with. These characters do stay with you. They can traumatize you for sure. And so, but I think that's also, sometimes we are to take certain things seriously, but I also don't believe that we're supposed to be walking in fear. And that's a part of the reason I agreed to do the movie is that I was sort of reminded through prayer that I have authority over these things. These things are underfoot. And it was important for me to remember that and to show this woman exemplifying that and overcoming that. So it was amazing having him on set and praying with the team, and it was great.
Andrew, there will be people, and I know this because I am one of these people who will see the word horror next to the film.
Right, yes.
They'll look for something to watch online, and that will turn them off because they don't like that genre.
Right, of course.
You say that's not really what this genre is. You call it faith-based.
Yeah, I think
thriller.
one of the terms Lee uses is faith-based thriller, and I really love that because and it is. There are horror aspects to it, so I also don't want people to walk in unprepared for what they're going to see.
Yeah.
So there are horror aspects, but it's also a thriller. It's also a family drama. It's also a faith-based movie. And so, I think that where you would typically be like, I don't want to watch horror, I think you would sort of miss out on this transformational journey that all of these people are going through. You know what I mean? Glenn Close, who plays my mother, is going through it. The kids are going through it. Monique's character, Anjanou Ellis's character, and mine as well. So I think there will be a lot of things missed if we skip over it because of that. So I call it genre bending, is what I call it.
Hit the fast forward button if you need.
Yeah, or do it. I do everything through Windows. So if I don't see the whole screen, it never happens. You know what I mean?
You are one of the most talented.
Thank you. That's a
individuals
blessing.
in the
Thank you
industry.
so much.
Make sure you check out The Deliverance. It opens at select theaters this Friday and is available to stream on Netflix on August 30th.
I played that, guys, because it is based on a true story, but it's about the trauma and the generational, the generational things that people go through when they grow up with trauma in their life, right? Simone Biles been through a lot, and she had to get adopted. She was in foster care. And then, on top of that, we had this shady doctor And I'm just using the word shady because, you know, of YouTube. But we had this disgusting doctor that was in the gymnastics that, you know, unfortunately abused so many of those girls, and she had to go through that. So she's been through a lot and overcame a lot to be who she is currently today. And, you know, then you have your biological mother out there. And I think I agree with y'all. I told y'all in the beginning, like I had to figure out where my feelings was with this, right? But I'm kind of agreeing with a lot of what y'all said, that there was a better way for her to do this. But not only that, you know, it triggered me when y'all said she's throwing a barbecue in her backyard because the daughter that, you know, she doesn't have contact with and not ready to talk to her won her gold medals. But you know, at the very least, you know that child is good. But you got 2 adult children out there suffering. They're in the streets that you have ran and been through, and you know what it's like, and you know that that road is no good. And you never said in that interview that I'm chasing after those children too, and want to try to help them and help them navigate this world, and maybe they not go down. And listen, it seems like the son only got off because there wasn't enough evidence. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all, and I'm not a scary movie chick either, but there's something that resonated with me for her too. She said, before everything I do, I pray. I'm not telling anybody what to believe in, but you know, I got into a habit, because you know, when you have good people in your life and God sends, you know, things your way, you got to acknowledge it and feel it. But I have a good habit now. Before I start working in the day, I pray. Make sure you're covered. Listen, guys, thanks for all of y'all that shared your stories. Okay. Much appreciated. No, it's not easy. But what we also know too is that all of us go through real life. And, you know, I hope when I come do my live, y'all just have fun with me. We enjoy it. We learn something from each other. And we understand that life is life. But you know what? Pray, keep your head up, and you know, all is going to be well. Thanks, guys, as always, for spending time with me. Let me see, what did you say? Hold on. Bianca said, Diva, you need to start making reels. This will go viral because you spoke tonight. You know I love y'all. And when y'all pump me up, I love it even more. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna figure out how to do these reels. I'm gonna figure out how to get my life together with this social media. But thank you so much, guys, for everything. And if you didn't hit the like button coming in, please hit it on your way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. I'll see you next time.
Do not cheat the diva.